Hi, welcome back to Playdate with Art. It's me, your friend, Diane. This month, our theme is hilarious hats. Do you like my hat? How about this hat? Huh? You like both of those? Today we're going to look at some artwork in the Milwaukee Art Museum's collection that has lots of different fun hats. And then we're also going to hear some music from my friend Nanny Nikki. She has some really fun hats that you're going to like. And then you're going to come back here with me, and I'm going to show you how to make a couple different fun hats of your own that you can wear. Okay, ready to look at some artwork? Let's go! You put a hat on your head. Some hats are for work. They keep you safe. Some hats let others know what your job is. Some hats keep the sun out of your eyes while you work outside. Some people have a job selling hats. Some hats have lots of decorations. These hats have ruffles. Other hats are fancy too. Kids wear hats. Friends wear hats together. Some hats are for wearing when you're out and about. Some hats might make you laugh. We love hats! I like looking at artwork, do you? Okay, ready to sing a song with Nanny Nikki? Here she is. Hi, Nikki!
Hi, I'm Nanny Nikki. I am so excited to be a part of this show about hats today. Oh, and I have some cool ones to show you. Are you ready? Okay, here is my first hat. What kind of hat is this? This is a firefighter's helmet. That's right, and firefighters ride in a fire truck. Do you ever hear when the fire truck's coming down the street? Woo! Woo! That's right. Now I have another hat to show you. This is my birthday hat. Happy birthday to me. It's not my birthday, but this is a pretty cool birthday hat, right? And I have a cowgirl hat. Yeehaw! Boy, those are fun hats, aren't they? Well, I have a song that's all about hats. Would you like to sing it with me? I love my hat, my straw hat. I wear it all year round. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. My hat I'm glad I found. Now there's other kind of hats too. Do you have a baseball hat? Sometimes they call it a cap. Let's think about that one. I love my cap, my baseball cap. I wear it all year round. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. This hat I'm glad I found. That's right. And how about a floppy hat? Do you have a floppy hat? Oh, look at my floppy hat. Sometimes if I turn it, it goes right in my face. Let's sing about that floppy hat. I love my hat, my favorite floppy hat. I wear it all year round. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. My hat I'm glad I found. Sometimes in the winter I wear a knit cap. You know what some people call them? Beanie. Yeah. I love my hat, my beanie hat. I wear it all year round. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. My hat I'm glad I found. I said my hat I'm glad I found.
Ah, that was so fun. I love that song. Doesn't Nikki have a lot of great hats? Oh, what was that? You like my flower crown? I'm going to show you how to make one. So this is made out of just paper, And I used wrapping paper. I used this orange wrapping paper, and then I just cut out some little flowers and I put them all around, and now I have a nice flower hat. So let me show you how to do it. First, you need to get a big piece of paper. I have wrapping paper. If you have newspaper, or you could even use like sheets from magazines or catalogs. I like the wrapping paper because you can get a long, continuous piece. And you just need to cut a narrow strip. This kind of wrapping paper has like that grid on the back, so that's pretty handy. So I'm gonna cut about maybe 4 or 5 squares worth. And I'm gonna cut it nice and straight, but it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. All the way up. Okay, so now I have this long purple piece. And then to make it into a crown, I'm just gonna twist it. So just like twist it. If it rips a little bit, that's okay. I'm just gonna twist it so it's kind of nice and tight. It almost starts to look like a rope a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna go over one more time, tighten everything up. And here's my twisted paper. Now I'm gonna measure it on my head. I have a pretty big head, so I'm actually gonna use this whole thing. But if yours is too big, you can ask your grown-up to help you size it. You can trim it down a little bit, and you can attach the ends. You can tape it. You can use a stapler like I have here. If you have one of those, it's really handy. I'm just gonna put a couple staples in, or you can put a couple pieces of tape. I have Scotch tape, and I have my fancy rainbow duct tape. Okay, so I stapled this together. Let's try it one more time. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I put flowers on it last time, which you can do if you'd like to. Or maybe I have some colorful paper here. You can also just use regular white paper and decorate it. But I'm gonna take a couple sheets of my yellow and my pink. And maybe since I made flowers before, I'm just gonna make some different shapes this time. I'm gonna take a couple sheets of each. And here's a little tip. If you want to cut out a bunch of things that are the same shape, you can put the papers on top of each other and you can fold them up. So I'm going to fold this in half, fold in half again, and one more time. And instead of flowers, maybe this time I'll make triangles. So I'm going to take my scissors. You can ask an adult for help with this part. It might be a little tough to cut through all the layers, so if it's too many, you can unfold it and just fold through or cut through a couple layers at a time. But since triangles are pretty simple shape, I can cut through all these. So now, ooh, look at all my triangles. I have pink and yellow triangles. So now I'm gonna take my crown, and I don't know if you remember from last time, but I still have my glue dots. You can get these at like an arts or crafts store, and it's basically like a little sticky blob of gooey stickiness. So you peel off one part, and it's just clear, and then, oops, take the thing you want to connect, put it on the back and rub it, and then you're going to peel off the second layer of plastic. So now it's like a sticker, and I can stick it onto my crown. If you don't have glue dots, that's okay. You can use tape. So I can take a little piece of Scotch tape. I'm going to fold it into a little loop, put that on my triangle. Now, again, it's like a sticker, and I'm just going to stick it on. So you can see I'm starting to make a pattern. You can do more than 2 colors. Like I said, if you want to color these, I have some markers here. If you have markers or colored pencils or crayons, you can decorate your shapes. With my other crown, I also cut out some green leaves. So if you want to do flowers with leaves, you could do something like that. But I'm going to stick with my triangles for this one. And just keep going with your decoration. If you don't want to use paper, you could also use stickers. I have some fun unicorn stickers, or really anything. If you have something like buttons, or you have scraps of fabric even, you could use any of those to decorate your crown and make it real snazzy so that you look super cool when you're wearing it. I'm just gonna keep going with my triangles. I'm doing a pattern. See, I'm doing pink, yellow, pink, yellow. So my next one is pink. So I have another pink triangle, getting another glue dot. And it doesn't have to be all the same shape like I'm doing. If you want to cut out different shapes, or you could even, if you're feeling really ambitious, you could try cutting out shapes and writing letters on them, or cutting them each into a different shape so that everyone is a little bit different. You could try that. And yeah, you could also just decorate it kind of plain like I'm doing, and then you can always go back later and add decorations if you want to. If you have some fancy stuff like glitter or sequins, you could have that. It can be like a very shimmery, sparkly kind of crown. I'm almost done. I just need a couple more triangles. I actually cut more than I needed, so now I can use some triangles for another project later. Okay, these glue dots are nice. They go really fast, but like I said, if you don't have glue dots, that's okay. You could also use white glue. If you're with an adult, you could use a hot glue gun if you have one of those. And okay, hey, looks pretty good. What do you think? Are you making a crown too? I really like the colors together. If you have different colors, you can try them too and put them all together. Oh, I think I hear Nanny Nikki. Are you ready for another song? Okay, let's join her again. Hi, Nikki.
Are you ready? This is going to be a really fun one. My hat, it has three corners. Three corners has my hat. And had it not three corners, it would not be my hat. Now we're going to start taking away some of the words. And we're going to hum when we take them away. So the first word we're going to take away is hat. Ready? This is how it goes. My it has three corners. Three corners has my And had it not three corners, it would not be my That's right. Now, we're going to take away the word corners. We're going to hum that word too. Here we go. My it has three three has my and had it not three it would not be my Are you ready for this? We're going to take away another word. We're going to take away the word three. Yeah, here we go. My it has has my and had it not it would not be my Now let's sing it with all the words. Are you ready? Here we go. My hat, it has three corners. Three corners has my hat. And had it not three corners, it would not be my hat. Good job.
Isn't Nanny Nikki so fun? She's going to join us one more time a little bit later, so you'll get to do a little bit more singing in a bit. But first, I wanted to show you one more artist who does some really cool work, and we have two special pieces by him in the collection. Let's take a look. This is a crown made by an artist named James Hampton. Can you tell what it's made of? At first, you might think it's made of metal, but it's actually made out of cardboard covered with gold and silver foil. Here's another crown by James Hampton. Can you see how he used aluminum foil for the silver parts? Let's try to make our own crown inspired by James Hampton's crowns. I love those crowns, do you? Oh, do you like my crown? I made this one. Do you want to learn how to make it? I actually used some really simple materials. I used the cereal box, the cardboard. I took out the cereal part so it's empty. I used some aluminum foil, just like he used. And then I decorated with some markers. You might be able to tell I used little balls of aluminum foil to decorate, but if you have stickers, colored pencils, anything you like. But the main ingredients are thin cardboard like this. If you have thick cardboard like for a box, that might work too. It's a little bit harder to cut. So thinner cardboard like a cereal box or a box of crackers or anything else like that will work great. And then just regular old aluminum foil. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to flatten out our box. So you can cut it, or it's pretty easy to take apart like this. Where's the edge? There's a little seam to it. So I'm just ripping it apart there. And there we go. Now I have my nice flat piece of cardboard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut off those bottom like flappy pieces so that it's straight across the bottom. And just cut all those so it's nice and straight. So see, I have a nice straight edge on the bottom. And the next thing you do, oh, I need to take off this piece so that I can do this one. Just like we did with the flower crown, you're going to want to kind of measure it around your head. So, you know, where the folds are in the box, it'll kind of fold. So I like having the flat part up near the front of my head. So yeah, again, I have a pretty big head, so I'm going to use the whole cardboard. But if you don't need the whole thing, you can ask an adult to help. You can hold it and they can mark with a pencil where it overlaps and then you'll kind of know. But for me, I'm going to use this whole thing. This is pretty tall, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit. I'm just going to cut across so that my crown isn't too tall. If you want a tall crown though, I mean, go for it. Crowns are meant to really be seen by everybody. So I cut it down a little bit, and then you can think about what shape you want. So I did like spiky kind of outline for the top of mine. Maybe this time I'll do like more waves, like kind of round. And if you want, you can draw with a pencil first and then cut along that line. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it as I cut. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for fun. So see, I have a nice wavy line. I'm just gonna test it one more time. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so this next part is really fun. It can be a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna take my aluminum foil and I'm gonna roll out a piece that's about as long as my crown. And I'm gonna cover it up. So see how I put it on top? On the bottom, I'm gonna let it overhang a little bit and I'm gonna tape it. So I'm gonna fold the edge and then you can use Scotch tape. I have some nice duct tape, so that'll hold it down really nicely and keep the edge from pulling up. So just rip a long piece and then, ooh, now the inside of my crown is colorful. Foil is ready there. And then see how I have my wavy edge? So what I'll do is I'll put a couple cuts with my scissors down into the low parts and up at the high parts. And then I'm just going to fold it all along the edge so that it follows. And if you have a little curve, you can kind of push it along. This is the underside, so no one will see this part. So if it's a little wrinkly, that's okay. No one will even know. So I'm going to wrap it all around the whole edge. And then just a couple more pieces of tape to keep it all down. The inside of my crown is going to be secretly very colorful because of my rainbow duct tape. And you know, you don't have to cover every single edge. It'll stay in place pretty well because aluminum foil, it can really kind of get molded. Okay, so let's look at the other side. Ah, that looks nice. And then now we can think about how we want to decorate. If you want to add some 3D elements like I did with my other one, you can get another piece of tin foil and you can just rip up little smaller pieces. And then all I do is crumple each one into a little ball. And you don't want to crumple it too tight because that might be too small. So, you know, something like this. And then I have my old friends, the glue dots. I'm going to use those. Again, you can just use loops of tape. You can use white glue, whatever is easiest for you to use to attach. Glue dots are nice and quick and you don't have to wait for them to dry, which is nice, but that's okay if you don't have them. And you know, I made 4 little balls, but I'm just going to put 3 of them at the top of each of the wavy parts of my crown. And then I'll just have 1 extra for me to play with later. Okay, how do you like that? It's almost like little pretend jewels. And then you can use some permanent markers in different colors to decorate. So I'm gonna take my purple and do some swirls. It's kind of fun to draw on the aluminum foil. And then maybe I'll add blue stars. I'm kind of doing the same thing on each part of my crown, but you don't have to do that. You can make every part a little different if you like. Maybe some hearts, green hearts. Oops. And then I'm going to add a red circle at the center of each of my swirls here. Okay. All right. Let's check it one more time. Oh, that's looking good. All right, so our last step, you just need to connect the two ends together. So again, you could use tape. I have my stapler that I used before, so I'm gonna try that and just staple. Make sure that the overlap is happening right at the right spot. So if you made the mark before, hopefully that gave you an idea. It doesn't have to be like perfectly exact. This is, again, it's just a hat for fun. All right, so I got my staples in there. And now I have, oh, I made this one really tall. I have my super tall crown. Ooh, and I can turn it so it has different shapes. Let me turn it this way. Yeah, pretty nice. Thanks for joining me to make this crown. Now we have our last performance by Nanny Nikki. And this is her most special hat, so I'm really excited for you to see it. Hi, Nikki.
Hi! Do you like my hat? Do you know what this hat is? This is a beekeeper's hat. Beekeepers wear it so the bees can't get on their face. That's right. Now, could I share a song with you that has a bee in it? Oh, let's do it. It actually has a lot of little creatures in it that you find when you look in a garden. That's where we see bees, right? But sometimes we also see wiggly, wiggly caterpillars. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Can you wiggle like my caterpillar? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And fluttery like my butterfly. Can you flutter your arms like a fluttery butterfly? Let's fly. Good work. Fly. And the last one is that busy buzzy bee. Do you see this fuzzy little bee? Bzz. Can you buzz your finger like a buzzy bee in the garden? Bzz. That's right. Now here's that song. It goes like this. I'm a caterpillar and I like to wiggle. Won't you wiggle with me? Are you wiggling? I'm a caterpillar and I like to wiggle. Won't you wiggle with me? I'm a caterpillar and I like to wiggle. Won't you wiggle with me? Wiggle, wiggle, won't you wiggle with me? Wiggle, wiggle, won't you wiggle with me? Do you remember what the next one was? That's right. It's the fluttery butterfly. Yeah. I'm a butterfly and I like to flutter. Won't you flutter with me? I'm a butterfly and I like to flutter. Won't you flutter with me? I'm a butterfly and I like to flutter. Won't you flutter with me? Flutter, flutter, won't you flutter with me? Flutter, flutter, won't you flutter with me? What's the last one? It's the one I wear that hat for, right? It's the bee. I'm a buzzy bee and I like to buzz. Won't you buzz with me? I'm a buzzy bee and I like to buzz. Won't you buzz with me? I'm a buzzy bee and I like to buzz. Won't you buzz with me? Buzzing, buzzing, won't you buzz with me? Buzzing, buzzing, won't you buzz with me? Wiggle, wiggle, won't you wiggle with me? Flutter, flutter, won't
Did you like Nanny Nikki's beekeeper hat? That's my favorite one. Pretty nice, huh? And I like that garden song too. Well, that brings us to the end of another play date. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had fun looking at artwork with hats, making some fun hats, singing about hats. Whew, we're all hatted out. I can't wait to see you again next month for our next play date with art. See you then. Bye. Reg, do you want this hat? I got this one for you.